You said something that really resonated with me, and it made me piggyback off of your thought, and it made me really solidify what me and Terry think. I 100% think it's Baron Zemo. This is why. When you said Baron Zemo did all that because he wanted to hurt the people who hurt his family, but if we remember, he was trying to make a world where superheroes didn't exist. Because remember, he was like the reason why y'all destroyed my city and killed my family is because y'all were superheroes called upon this mission when y'all didn't need to be here, right?
That's true.
And he was like, I want to change the world, right? If y'all remember the movie, I'm gonna bring it back. If y'all remember the movie Incredibles, the reason why, when he said something important that I still resonate to today, he said, when everyone's super, nobody will be.
Yep.
Right? So if everyone had superpowers, then nobody would be super. Everybody would be, that would be the new average. It would be the new normal. Yep. What if Baron Zemo is trying to have that type of initiative, right? And maybe this girl stole it, stole the serum and all that, and really trying to run, right? Yeah, and because Baron Zemo had connection with Hydra, and Hydra had connection with the U.S., Baron Zemo always know where she at.
Yep.
One of the people on that team sacrificed themselves just to get away with that stuff. So, I mean, you can tell how serious it is, bro. Like,
yeah. And he's infiltrating the government information, tricking them to do his dirty work.
Yeah. And Janae actually made a good point when we were watching the episode, too. That's because Janae made a good point when we were watching the episode. She said, when you look at it, they're not just like random people who are trying to fight against Cap, John Walker, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. She said they actually care for each other because when dude got hit and he was down, they ran over to him and they're like, dude, are you good?
Are you
all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm good.
There's something, they care for each other. Usually when you're minions or when you're henchmen, no one cares, or a fallen soldier, no one, they care, but they don't care. But when he got pushed back and got punched, and they're like, oh my God, are you okay? Then they got mad that they hurt him. And I'm like, okay, something's going on. There's like an inner...
They're not soldiers.
Group. Yeah, they're like a family group. They all suffered the same thing. There's something connecting them. This is a thing here.
It's almost similar to if you look at what happened in Civil War when Zemo was basically showing all the super humans, they were just kind of random people that was in the military or whatever, or whoever Hydra wanted to do. They didn't really know each other. They didn't care, or they didn't really care about each other like that. You can also look at it as from the standpoint of in Iron Man 3, where they were experimenting on soldiers who had lost limbs and all that. They, in a sense, cared for each other because they all had something in common. So in this particular case, it's like, okay, we care for each other because we have something in common.
They all lost something, I think. So, like I said, something happened during the blip that we don't know about. There was wars going on. Somebody was probably in power and jacked everybody up. And just because the blip is over and everybody's back, that issue still never left. In fact, it probably got more worse because the people who came back have no idea there's these inner wars going on. So they're like, oh, life is usual, like it was 5 years ago. They're like, nah, we broke and we trying to fight these people,
And who actually might have some insider information to this, though? Hawkeye.
Yep.
Because because during that 5-year blip, he was going around everywhere trying to play people out.
Right, yeah.
So he may actually have some insider knowledge of what's been going on.
I mean, his show is coming out too, so I mean, they probably might show a little bit of that because his show gonna be coming out this year. So I mean,
and that's the thing. It could be like at the end of this series, like at the end of this season, it may be kind of in a sense, bringing up what could happen in the Hawkeye series. So where you're like, yeah, I do believe the Hawkeye series could be touching upon some things like that. That could be saved for a whole other video. But I do believe that Hawkeye could actually be somewhat the key on what happened in the blip.
Yeah, he knows exactly what happened. He was out there fighting. They couldn't, when the blip happened and Hawkeye was out there, being an assassin doing his thing, they couldn't even get a hold of him. Nat was trying her damnedest to be like getting a hold of him. They even asked her, hey, Nat, how's Clint doing? She's like, I just know he's safe. I don't know anything else. He's just dealing with it.
But she was able to find him when she needed him.
Yeah, she could get him when she needed him, but she knew to stay the hell away because he was somewhere mentally. He was somewhere else, and she didn't want that smoke.
And they was all dealing with their grieving process too during that time.
When she was like, "Look, get your family back. Don't kill me, but I think we get your family back." Right. You know, and he was like, "Okay, I'm listening, but don't hype me up for nothing." Right. You know?
So you just got done watching it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. We were just talking about. We just got done talking about Baron Zemo at the end. You know, we just talking about like where his situation gonna go. Because last time we seen him in Civil War, you know, when Black Panther was talking to him, everything, when he captured him and took him down. So we just trying to just figure out, you know, where do Zemo play in all this? But he has to play a big role because even they already teased like he gonna put his iconic mask on, which is I was kind of confused. He didn't have that on Civil War when he usually wear the purple like we usually know from the comics or like that. So I think they gonna introduce all that. Yep. I was like, see, I want to see that part. Right, yeah. That's why I was thinking it was connected to the people that had the mask on. That's what I'm not sure though, but that's what I thought it was at first. Because even in the comics, he had people that had they put on masks, but it wasn't like purple, nothing like that. It was just like it was like different like versions of like type of like I don't want to say gangs, but it was similar to like that's why I was thinking like if Zemo is connected to it, but it could be more deeper than that. I'm not sure.
It could bring back to the Civil War. Like, okay, so we have to realize Baron Zemo knew where all the super soldiers were.
He just went to one location to kill them off.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who's to say he just went to one location? Who's to say he didn't know where all the other locations was and just waited? Just waited his time because he knew where they all were. He probably only went to that one because he wanted Cap and them to go to that one. So they can, kill each other and he can kind of control everything. Who's to say he just didn't, say, hey, I know where, A, B, C, D super soldier locations are. I'm going to kill these 4 right here, but I'm going to use these other ones for my means later.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's the thing, too. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure he knew about the black dude, Isaiah. I'm pretty sure he knew about him, but because he was like, you know what? I read his profile. I know what he's about. I'm not going to include him up in this one because my beef is with the Avengers.
Maybe not yet.
I don't know. He might not.
I think Isaiah has more screen time.
No, I'm not thinking he won't be in there. I'm just saying I don't think Zemo was going to mess with Isaiah at all.
Well, he's super old, bro. By the time Zemo came on the scene, Isaiah was freaking 70-something. I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with a 7-year-old super soldier either. They'd be quick as hell and pop your ass in the face and get your head off.
He got mad a little bit and threw the tray or that.
Yeah, like you can tell he was on edge. As soon as he seen Bucky, he was tripping. Yeah, as soon as he seen Bucky, he was on edge. Like he stood up, he was like, "Let me see if this is him for real."
And he beat Bucky.
Yeah, he did. I whooped you. Yeah, he did.
Ripped that arm off and everything.
Exactly.
He said, "I just have that arm with me."
You notice I think that's his great grandson to answer the door. He was like, "Look, there ain't nobody here named Isaiah. Okay, like I don't need my ass whooped."
Right. But now going back to that,
I let you in the house.
But now going back to that, like what she just said, the kid who answered the door, she actually believes that that's his it can either be his grandson or his great grandson.
I think it's great grandson.
So now who's to say that because he had the serum that he didn't have this offspring? Who's to say that this kid, if this is his if this is his kin, he's not able to do something himself?
Right.
But it's a genetic because
that's thing we don't know.
They've been giving a chemical that changed their body, but can it be transformed? Transferred genetic.
I would say yes.
I'm about to say, go ahead, Frank. It's all good.
I was probably about to say the same thing you was about to say.
Nah, because I was thinking about the girl that was on the, like, for instance, like when Bucky got on the back of that van when he seen the girl, at first he not knowing like her, like he didn't know what side she was on. Then when she gave like that little sinister smile, like, you know what I'm saying, like they really not like aware about what these people really got. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not just her that probably got this power. It could be more people that's out there that has it besides the people they was looking for, or like the super soldiers, like you were just saying. Like it could be more people out there that we don't know about that has this, like that has this part of this. So
I think you can pass it down because the super soldier serum changes your physiology at the cellular level, right? Okay. If it changes at the cellular level, it changes at the genome level. It changes at the genome level, it changes your DNA. Like, your DNA is completely different. So, and not all those three things are passed down to your kin.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying
X-Men?
I was just about to say that could be something similar to like the X-Men.
Because if that's how they bring in the X-Men, I'd be a little bit disappointed because I wanted them to bring the X-Men with Wanda's weird, freaky stuff.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
On the dark level. I don't want it to be from a bottle. I don't want it to be from a bottle. I want it to be from Wanda's freaky stuff's all over the place. She is a witch. It gets inside their skin, and then boom, the X-Men was created.
Yeah, that would be a cop-out.
Yeah, because it seems like they keep teasing stuff about mutants in here. I don't know why.
I knew it could be in a bottle.
Yeah.
X-Men were created not from a bottle.
That's why I'm nervous about, because it seems like with these X-Men characters, bro, I don't know.
I guess evolution created them.
Yeah, because I was hoping when they went inside of from talking about WandaVision, when they went inside of the Hex, that it altered their, because that's really exactly what happened to, are they calling her Phantom?
Not Phantom.
Photon.
Spectrum. They call it all time.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, Captain Rambeau.
Yeah. That's what happened. I believe that's what happened to her. That's how she got her power. She turned into a mutant by going through the Hex. Her genetic got altered, and then that's how she turned. And from will, because you have to have the willpower to go through that strong damn thing. Yeah. And she turned into the amazing superhero of Monica Rambeau that we know now. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I'd hate to come from a bottle, but we have not seen the Loki show yet, and I know Doctor Strange too.
I don't think the Loki show will connect to the stuff that's happening on Earth.
I think it will, because
I think it's going to be hiding the cosmic stuff going on.
I think he will, because he's pretty mystical, and he got sent somewhere. There's a lot of things going on. It's going to be a weird show, which is what I like. That's all up my alley, and I believe it's gonna really add in some key pieces to some freaky shit that we're about to experience, especially from Doctor Strange 2. And
that's what I was gonna get into. I think the Loki series is gonna set up. I think it's gonna set up basically what's going to happen in Doctor Strange 2, but I also think it's going to answer some questions on what we think, on what we believe on how the timeline works. I think it's going to do those two things.
Because it affected all the realms as well. I'm sure from Midgard to everything else.
Right, like all the 9 realms.
Ties into everything that we've seen is going to play a part in some way. It has to, because it wouldn't make sense if it didn't.
You got to remember, he still got that Tesseract too, so they got to explain where did he go? You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have messed up a part in the timeline when he did that, Because
if you think about it, because he had the Tesseract, that's an Infinity Stone right there. Because in this timeline, Thanos destroyed the Tesseract to get the Infinity Stone. In the Loki series, the Tesseract is still intact.
Yeah.
Right,
So that's why it could be setting up Doctor Strange 2 and answering the question of what we think about the timeline.
Yeah.
Well, it's a separate one now. So like how the Grand Wizard?
You're thinking of
Ballhead lady.
I know you're talking about
Let's call
you talking about the Sorcerer Supreme?
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
So if we're going about how Marvel and the Sorcerer Supreme explain time and realities, Loki's now in his own timeline.
Yeah.
Because he took a stone out of it. He took a stone from where we're supposed. No, wait.
No, yeah, you're right.
No, you're right. He took a stone from where it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then, is it changing a timeline? Because the stone can only transport you from space. It only change your space, your location, your geolocation in the universe that you're currently existing in.
Yeah, I think it's because since when they went back in time and they used obviously the particles and everything, when they went back in time, I remember how Dr. Banner explained, or Professor Hulk, I guess, let's say, explained that like when you go back into the past, it becomes, or I forgot exactly how he worded it, but basically after the Battle of New York, when the Chitauri came with Loki, and they had pretty much before Loki and Thor went back to Asgard, when he grabbed the Tesseract, he just vanished. So pretty much it's like, okay, where did he go? And he did alter that timeline, because now since they went back, and he changed like a scene pretty much. You know, he pretty much changed the whole scenario because remember when Loki, freaking Loki and him grabbed that thing, they twisted it, and they went back to Asgard. Well, that didn't happen. So now it's like, you know, now it's like, okay, where did he go? What other plan has he come up with now? And, you know, pretty much obviously the Loki show is going to show what happened. But, I mean, I don't know. Now everything, it could take a whole different turn now.
Like, my thing is now,
you
said
that's what happens when you play with time travel in these damn shows.
Okay.
You screw up the whole time, the whole thing.
But at least they didn't screw it up as bad as Fox did with X-Men.
They did. They made it worse.
That timeline's so messed up in the X-Men, bro. It's crazy.
But currently, from what I understand, from what their new concept of, it's not new. It's definitely a physics theory, but it has been plausible for a while. Definitely, you know, by definition, it's still one timeline. Mm-hmm. So because Cap went back, put the stones back, he even had to. And I was just thinking about it when Solomon was explaining, because I was like, okay, if Loki has that Tesseract, they had to go to another time and get that one.
Exactly.
But Cap still put that one back, right?
But did he though?
Well, they said if we're going about how Cap works, Cap did his job, bro. You already he wasn't about to just live life and not do his job, bro.
Yeah,
he for sure did his job. But the question is, if that stands, then there's still one time stream now, and Loki is navigating in our current time stream.
Yeah,
but his show, I think, is going to take place in between. I guess that's a few years ago, you know, when you know, Avengers, a lot of years ago, Avengers won the first Avenger movie to now, which is a lot of time between, you know what I'm saying? But in that time, Loki was free to do what he wanted to do until he got captured by the, you know, time cops or whatever.
Yeah.
But it makes you think though, if that is the case. If that's the case, Loki had the Tesseract, he left, he's doing his old thing, and the Tesseract still exists.
Exactly.
And somebody has it.
Hey, here's my thing, bro, because you know how we did see a lot of certain characters, especially main big characters in the Thor series. Like, I'm thinking, obviously, with him taking the Tesseract back, like, are we going to see, like, and then obviously, like, he talks about, like, there's been a lot of hints about sorcerers and wizards, right? Like, in everything from WandaVision to even like this last episode where he was like, you know, aliens, monsters, and wizards, right, bro? I'm thinking like in Loki, bro, we could see beings like Enchantress, a sorcerer, bro, like a very powerful sorceress, bro, like who has different abilities as well as like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so many different turns I think it could take as far as like introducing these like new characters. Because I mean, nothing's actually like there's not. I mean, look, it comes out when? The Loki show's supposed to come out in July.
May, I believe. It's May or June or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, my bad, not July. I meant to say June. Yeah, May or June. There's not, like, there hasn't been much released on that. And, I mean, that's coming. I mean, we're dang near in April already. But there's not, I mean, like, there hasn't been, like, any, like, major, like, cast been revealed or anything. So I'm wondering, like, as time gets closer, will we see who this character might be, I mean, the trailer kind of showed us a little bit of this and that, but
it's only him and Owen Wilson. That's the only person I've seen in that trailer so far. Yeah, only
exactly.
2 people.
It didn't give us anything, so I don't know, man.
Which is good. I like when they don't give me anything because I like to be surprised.
So this, with the way the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's going, yeah.
Here's my take.
What'd you say, D?
I was gonna say here's my take on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think right now we're currently viewing one timeline,
which is present.
Yep. But I believe there's 3 timelines total, and it's because of what happened in Endgame. Because Loki took the cube, took the Tesseract, so that created a timeline because it was changed. Because when Cap goes back to place the Tesseract back to where it's supposed to be, he can't go back to that timeline because that's not where he took it from.
Exactly.
He had to put it back to whatever timeline he took it from.
Exactly.
So,
if you think about it, the two shows, the one we're currently watching and the one that just finished, WandaVision, those were the people who were the fugitives who was on Cap's team. So you kind of get to see what life was like with Cap being gone. So they don't have a leader. Cap was their leader. So Wanda and Vision were run off and fell in love with each other, but Cap and even Black Widow kept tabs on them, made sure they were safe. When they were getting, going back to, what was it? Not Endgame, but the one before that. When they was Infinity War, when they was being chased, who showed up to save the day? Exactly. It was Cap, Black Widow, right? Falcon. They came in and Falcon got, helped their asses, right? So now, and who was the ones that blipped in the blip? Wanda, well, Vision died, but Wanda was gone, well, Winter Soldier blipped and Falcon blipped. So they're coming back. They're the ones really come back to a world where, okay, I'm saved, but Cap is old as hell. Black Widow dead. And for Wanda, the love of my life, Machine, is still dead. So she's grieving. She's grieving hard. That's what that series was about. This is my present day. I literally lost everybody, and I don't know what the hell happened in the last 5 years. So now here we're on this show, right? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is them going through their shit. Okay, they're not talking. They're not speaking. That's what the first episode showed us. Well, Falcon's trying to connect with, Winter Soldier, but he ain't having it. He's going through therapy, which was a surprise to me. But, and well, of course, but he's going. Right. So I'm like, this nigga needed some therapy. But anyways, so he's going through therapy because his best friend is old and gone. He's gone. And the one he's really close with is, the Falcon, but not really. They just had a common denominator, which was Cap. They really didn't really like each other. If you go back to,
War, right? We was bumping heads in the car, right?
Exactly. Can you move your chair up a bit?
Nope. Right. I do remember that.
Really, they had a love-hate relationship, but they're really cool. They were never cool. There was like, Cap has respect for you. I got respect for you. We ain't friends, but we just cool.
We can be cordial.
That's as far as that went.
They were friends. They got mutual friends.
Exactly. They have a mutual best friend. That's it. So now here we are, episode 2. This is their story, their present. What happened to them now that Cap is gone? Everybody's gone. Well, maybe that we know they're going to form a relationship. We know that's coming. They're doing it now by working together. We know they ain't going to not speak to each other after everything's over with. We don't care what the Falcons, plan is talking about. Let's do this and then we can't speak no more. Please, y'all gonna be good. But anyways, this is different. They're both, and also Bucky is pissed off because he gave away Cap's to him most valued possession, which represented Cap, which was that shield.
It's like you gave away the only thing that connected us in the first place.
Because Buffy is still grieving, and the Falcon is grieving in his own way too, whether he's dead or not, because I don't know. We don't know where Cap is. But they're still sad. They're still sad. It doesn't matter where he is.
Because he's gone, and he'll never be the same. He'll never be the same.
And they're sad. So they have to go through this new world that they just blip back 5 years later. Okay, this is a new world. I kind of gotta.
And it's been 8 months. They're still adjusting.
Yeah,
it's been 8 months, and he's still trying to figure out how he can get a loan. Yeah. The first 3 or 4 months was probably like, shit. I'm still trying to make sure where all my family is.
It's 8 months, and Buggy's still sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I liked? I liked the fact that first off, like I said, like the first episode was really dope because I like how even though like it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I like how they showed Rhodey and how Rhodey was talking to him, because also and I feel like I definitely want to see more of him as the series goes on. He'll probably be in like maybe one episode or probably the last 2 or something like that. But we also have to understand that everything that they weren't here for, Rhodey and everybody else was. And also we have to understand that this is 8 months after everything. This is the first time we see Rhodey without Tony Stark. So
exactly. Yep.
There's also going to be something, I don't know what, but it'll definitely be something where he kind of ties in as well, because they are coming out with that Armor Wars. And also, that whole thing started because after Tony Stark died, the government was trying to get his equipment, and Rhodey wasn't having it. So that's that's how the whole Armor Wars thing started. The crazy thing about the Armor Wars, obviously after the series, is the fact that Vision is back now, but Vision is not the same Vision. However, he still is a weapon, and he's pretty much doing. I mean, who knows where he flew off to, right? But the fact is, we'll definitely be seeing him again, and we'll be seeing Rhodey again, and we'll see Falcon with the shield again. I don't know what's gonna happen with John Walker, U.S. agent. He's a pretty dope character in the comics, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see how all this stuff is going to tie in. I wonder if he's going to give that, or they're going to fight for it, and obviously, pretty much, the winner takes all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like, because they did seem like they was beefing, because he was like, from now on, stay out of my way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, now stuff is getting real, because Bucky's going through his little mental breakdown. Falcon is too. And also, they're going to meet up with Baron Zemo, bro. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just so much stuff that's getting ready to happen this next episode. Like, I don't know. And also, bro, I think that dude, Danny Ramirez, I don't know who he's going to be, but he's somebody, bro. He's gonna be somebody.
Who is he playing?
The dude that got picked up and body slammed.
He got the one that got kicked in the face. The one that got slammed in his face.
Oh, yeah, bro.
I feel like he gonna be somebody too, bro. Because it's like they bring him into important scenes in that show.
They kind of emphasized him a little bit.
Yeah, like bro, he probably might be somebody important. Yeah.
Yeah, in the comics, bro, there was this Hispanic character. I don't know his name. But I'm gonna look him up, but he was like a shapeshifter, like. Kind of like Beast Boy, kind of like Marvel's version of Beast Boy, but he was a part of the Captain America storyline, and now I'm like, the way bruh took that slam and took that super soldier kick to the face, I'm like, bruh, he got to be somebody important.
Yeah, because when he came on the scene, I was like,
yeah, okay, and bruh kept tabs, like yeah, probably didn't even know who it was. Like Falcon didn't even know what the Black Smashers or the Flag Smashers was. This dude, he military, but it's like, bro, like, how you know about the secret organization? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, so it's interesting, man. It's interesting for sure.
The dude could keep up, because I thought he was going to keep up very well, because I'm like, who is this guy? Then when he started tagging along to the fake Cap, I was like, okay, he can keep up.
The black dude, the black dude, I don't know who he is. I think he plays a certain character.
They said his name, and they said it in a very weird way, to where it's like, okay, his name probably meant something in the comics.
Yeah. I know it made Bucky bad. Bucky left.
Yeah.
And he said his name, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and his occupation.
What does that name mean? Why is he so mad?
And he said, pull over. I'm like,
he was done. Like, as soon as he said who he was like, pull over, I'm getting out. Bye. And I'm like,
so I don't know. It was kind of strange.
What was that?
You know what also I think is strange? That they didn't say Isaiah's last name.
Exactly.
They didn't say what?
They didn't say Isaiah's. Like, he said, hey, this is Isaiah. Isaiah's is Sam.
Right? That's true.
They say Isaiah
Wilson, right? He said Sam's full name.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe his last name is relevant to somebody who's in the show right now. Also, maybe, I don't know what the contract, parameters are with Chris Evans and everything. But I don't think he's gone. Like, you obviously
said he wants to come back.
He said he did want to come back.
He vocally said, I want to come back being Captain
Right.
America.
He said, I would probably have a cameo, because, with a cameo, you don't need a contract.
Yeah,
you don't need a contract. You just need to sign, sign the offer letter or whatever. You don't need a contract with a cameo.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is just cameo in this show, because I don't care what nobody say, he's in that timeline, bro.
Yeah.
He lived in that timeline, and he lived a good, long life. If that's the case.
What he looks like right now.
Huh?
Like, for him to be so old, I don't think anybody would really guess that that's him. Because they're going to be like, there's no way this is Cap, because last time we seen him, he was young, spry dude. I mean, it's only been 5 years. He's not going to just age like that all of a sudden.
Yeah, unless
the public don't know what he looks like, right? The public has only ever seen his helmet face. Besides the other superpower, the government, and then the super community.
They have that museum of him, so they know what he looks like.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. That's a good point, D, because they might not know what it looks like because how many times have like, I mean, it's already been referenced so many times, bro. People don't even know who Falcon is until like the cop had to whisper to the other cop, and he was like, "Oh," and then even the dude who was gonna give him the loan was like, "I feel like I've seen you before." Like they don't even know who he is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
he's walking around.
Well, that's because he's a black dude. I think the reason why they don't know who Cap was because Cap didn't exist to them until 2000 or something, right?
Exactly.
And if we are going, I'm trying to not mix reality physics like Marvel physics, but by definition, they already are doing that. So if we're going to try to go off of the reality that they made a timeline, there's two Caps existing in our current timeline.
Yeah.
Right. But at this time, I'm gonna try to say it, I'm gonna try to articulate it to where it makes sense. All right. 2020, Cap goes back to 19 blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
1947.
Yeah.
Let's say 1946 after the war. He goes back to 1946, where the other Cap is in the ice.
Yeah.
Right? So no one know what he looked like besides a few military personnel who survived in his platoon back in the day. Right?
Yeah.
No one really knows.
Right.
So he lives his life, 70 years, 70 years, enjoying his life. And in 70 years is when the new Cap got out of the ice.
Yeah.
And then because it's timeline, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So that Cap had to get out of the ice so that future Cap could go back in time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then the current old Cap, is the Captain America that the current old Cap was the Captain America that went back in time, but the Captain America that he's seen, that he fought with, existed at that time. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So because of that, I feel that the old Cap is still alive.
Yeah.
And I feel that he's off doing his retirement plan, right? But my thing is,
pension.
And he rightfully so. He earned his time. Yeah. But he's still Captain America, so he has honor. So I feel like if he ever came across Bucky, or if he ever came across the need for him, and he'd probably be like, all right, what can I do to help? He's old ass Cap, so he ain't about to be fighting much, but he'd probably give him some wisdom, like how they wanted to get from Isaiah. They might get something like that from him because he seen what was going on, but he couldn't act on it because he had to live his civilian life.
I see where you're going with that. Here's why I think differently. Because, first of all, the Russo brothers did say that he's actually living in an alternate timeline.
They
did say that. They did say that. But let's take into consideration that we don't know that part yet. Somebody would know that he was still Captain America because they was like, dude, you've been gone for so long. You know, it's like, oh my God, he's still frozen in ice. This guy's still alive. There's no way people would be like, okay, so we got this Captain America here in ice. Who the hell is this guy? So that's that part. The second part would be that if he's living in this current timeline with Peggy, people would know who she was with. Because remember in Endgame, when she's looking at the photo of when Rogers was skinny and small. She wouldn't be dwelling on that photo the way she did, thinking like, oh, I wish he was here. She'd be looking at that more like, I can't wait to get home with my man.
But at that time, he didn't go back in time yet.
That's the whole thing.
Current timeline.
That's the whole thing, though. But because he took the Tesseract from that time, he would... Okay, I see what you mean. Because he took it from that point, he would have to be like, okay, when I come back, I'm coming back to this timeline and living my life with her. But remember, she did still say, yeah, I loved him to the death. I never even told, your grandfather about him. she would know that was still him, unless she was just plainly lying. But even then, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got photos of Grandpa right there. Oh shit, the man I just kissed looked like Grandpa." So there's discrepancies there where it's like, okay, he can't be in this timeline because people would think, okay, this Captain America versus the one that's on ice. Okay, this dude's been coming to the family reunions, but he kind of also looks like Steve Rogers in the museum.
I don't know how they will do that, bro. Because it's like because
it's already
if
confusing.
we go off the line, I know it gets confusing about timeline and time streams.
Yeah, because it's Batman.
The Marvel universe, we have to look at time in two different dimensions, right? There's timeline and time stream. Time stream is a different reality. Timeline is the chronological time in that reality or in that alternate dimension, alternate reality, whatever. They call it two things: time stream, timeline. So you're saying that he lives in a different time stream, different reality. Okay, I can see that. I don't know how he would come back to his. So you're saying he came back to the present reality and present time stream and was like, "Hey, here, Falcon, here's the shield back," and then he went back to his time stream.
Right. He went from his time stream to the time stream that we know. So that's what I was saying. So there has to be 3 different time streams. So it's like we're saying time stream and timeline is different.
I can see that.
So 3 different time streams, because there's Loki in one time stream. There's the time stream that we know, and then there's the time stream that Captain America was living in.
Yeah.
So it's those 3.
Yeah. They tell very
So
different
if that's
stories.
the case, then Cap didn't do his job. Because that was supposed to put them all back, minus Loki, right? Because Loki, he couldn't do nothing about that. But Captain was supposed to put all the ones he had back, which would eliminate the other time streams and keep the time stream into one consolidated one.
By going back.
I do think that he himself probably went to, and we also have to realize, y'all, like, there could have been more time streams. Taking those gems just made one time stream per gem. There could have been already time streams just by magic or whatever, right?
Unless the 2 stones were taken from within the same time stream, which actually could be so kind of like what you were saying. So if he went to the past and they took 2 stones from one time stream,
which they did, or almost.
Loki
took the other one.
So now look at it this way: because 2 of them were taken from one time stream, that may not break off into one whole time stream because 2 stones were taken. That could potentially actually break it off into 2 other separate time streams because 2 stones were taken. Because the Sorcerer Supreme said take 1 stone out, you create an alternate time stream, but you have to put it back.
You gotta put it back. Yeah, she did say that. You're right.
Talk
Yeah,
about
she did.
I heard you. I broke up for a minute, but I heard exactly what you said. I like it, and it makes sense to me. Because it is 2 time streams, but it only took, technically it was 2 taken, because Loki took it. No, but wait, Loki didn't leave that time stream, though. He just left that time.
He was just from that time point, when he is.
He left that area, because that's what
But that's why it creates a different time stream.
Yeah,
because
he got away.
Because he got away. Remember, they had took him. They was like, okay, he's gonna this time on Asgard. Where I'm taking the Tesseract with me.
Yet, and then here comes Thor 2, and then all this
basically, basically him leaving. Created a different because it's like it was a different. Something different happened.
Yeah, something different happened.
Which now technically,
that's what the show Loki's about.
But
what the heck happened?
But which now technically, we can still see 2 different versions of Thanos now.
Yep.
Which is why he's gonna be in Eternals.
He died.
Because especially when Loki takes the Tesseract, definitely is.
One time stream. There's 2 separate ones now. You now have 2 separate time streams.
Bruh.
And also, it depends on, because remember,
because Loki did.
Marvel fucked up. We talking people who know science. You fucking with my mind. Because I know science, bro. And I'm like, I get the theories and the theoretical physics and all that, bro. And by definition, Deontay, you're right. But if you're right, Deontay, if you are right, then there's no end. So, okay, if you're right, which I don't think Marvel thought about this, the Russo brothers thought about this. If you're right, then the war, the blip, none of that has impact anymore.
And right? I just thought about it. Thought about it now. So we're talking about there could be 3 time streams.
Hello could still be alive.
There's for sure 2.
Yeah.
There's for sure 2. I think there's a 3rd one. I'm guessing there could be a 4th because in the time stream that we're in now, Thanos died.
Right.
But remember, he also jumped from one time stream
back to New York
to the time stream that we are now in and died there.
So that means in that new one's original time stream, where he was supposed to go back to, they no longer have a Thanos. So who's in reign there?
Could be Galactus.
Could be Galactus. Could be,
Who
knows?
And do y'all think it plays a type of effect when they all snap their fingers from Thanos, Hulk, and Tony Stark? Do you think that plays an effect in the reality when they did that? When they all snap their fingers?
You're saying when they did the snap, could it have affected the other time streams?
Right, yeah. I think that's probably what it was. You remember, like,
Thanos
possibly snapped once and then Hulk did to bring everybody back, but I think Tony, he snapped it just to take basically like the people they was fighting just away from New York. I'm not sure exactly what more he did with the snap, but I know it's more that messed up at that time, the fact that they did that though.
That's a good question because the time
also, every time they use Infinity Stone, it triggers a Celestial. You know that, right?
What?
Then they did say they bring Celestials up in here too through Eternals. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, every time they snap or anything like that, pretty much every time you use celestial power, you pretty much like trigger a celestial being because the celestials, different celestial beings created each time stone. Like there was a celestial that created time. There was a celestial that created and basically pretty much I know that what I was reading was each snap, which is why everybody thinks Galactus and everybody's somebody's gonna come.
Galactus for sure coming, bro.
Yeah, because
Celestials are coming in Loki. Because if y'all know, I don't mean to interrupt you because I still want to hear what you gotta say.
Yeah.
But if I see in the little time cop office, the Celestial face is on the wall.
Bro, the Living Tribunal, bro. The Living Tribunal is, it's rumored, who knows how freaking accurate it is. But
no, because I don't think that was the Living Tribunal. Because the Living Tribunal is a 3-faced being, with one
main head.
Yeah. But there on their wall was, I think, 4 different celestial beings.
Yeah.
So wait. So Solomon, what you're saying is a celestial had to have created the stone. Right, like Celestials created the time stones.
I thought like the Big Bang just formed them into.
The Celestials created the time stones.
So then, is it possible then because Peter Quill's dad was a Celestial?
Mm-hmm.
He was a Celestial.
What?
No.
He was a Celestial.
In the movie, he was. In the comics, he was an alien
reality because he was able to and make that into his reality.
He could, he could control reality.
I thought he was not a Celestial.
Yeah.
What is his father ego? What is his?
Well, he was a Celestial in the movie, but in the comics, he was an alien. I don't know what the alien race was, but he was something like some type of alien race.
No, but even in the movie, did they actually say he was a Celestial?
He did.
They say he was part half of it, like he was half Celestial and
for real? I don't remember that.
That was basically after when they announced Ego was his father and all that, right?
And that's why they remember Ego made it a big deal. He was like, when I found out they found someone who could hold an Infinity Stone, because only the Celestial offspring can actually, or only if you're a really powerful being.
Because he had to create his own body. He created his own body. Because think about it, he's not going to be a human going around trying to have all these different options. He's going to turn into whatever that species is.
Exactly. Which is why he had
the same thing what basically Thanos was trying to do was basically try to wipe out, at least he was trying to wipe out half of the population around the universe.
Yeah.
Ego was trying to wipe it out completely.
Yeah.
Which is why they had to kill him off, because he could have definitely took out Thanos easily.